It has been an eventful week for 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy, who, as we know, is currently in the concussion protocol after taking a hit to the head in the Vikings game. But during the broadcast, Troy Aikman said that Brock Purdy's elbow isn't 100% just yet. And that came directly from Brock Purdy during a production meeting with the Fox team. Obviously, hearing that 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy's elbow isn't 100% at this current stage in the process and midway through the season obviously set off a lot of alarm bells. Well, John Lynch joins KMBR and was asked directly about this, and he gave his thoughts and his take on what Brock really meant when he said that. Take a listen to what John Lynch had to say right here.
And so Brock Purdy, there was a quote from Troy Aikman in the broadcast where he said, I was talking to Brock before the game. He said his elbow's not 100% all the way back. That got people going. Is there anything you know about that? Is it not 100% all the way back?
Well, I think the context of that, like Troy's a professional and the guy I have a ton of respect, worked with him at Fox, NFL on Fox for years. I think what Brock was trying, and Corey Rush, came up right before and just said, hey, if they ask that, what Brock really intended is that he does do a lot of pre-practice work to get his elbow right. He does a lot of things post, and he's continuing on that. So I think maybe a comment that, or a discussion they had, but Brock feels like he's 100% on the field and all that. It's just all the work he continues to do to take care of that. I think that's more what Brock was getting at, and I don't know if it was misconstrued, how it was communicated. I didn't hear it, but Corey did mention that, that's not what Brock was speaking to. He does feel 100% on the field.
Yeah, I mean, so many questions to be answered this Sunday.
I can rationalize what John Lynch is saying about Brock Purdy and the injury. Obviously, 100% could potentially be you wake up out of bed. You don't have to do any extra warm-up exercises when you're getting ready to throw. You don't have to do any wind-down exercises, things like that, because your elbow's back to normal. And we understand this is a very tight window process for Brock Purdy coming back from the UCL to when he was able to play during training camp. And so I wouldn't imagine Brock to be fully 100%. I think from a football standpoint, Brock's probably as close to 100% as you can get in this scenario. So I understand kind of what's being said here. When I look at Brock Purdy on film, I see a guy who's throwing it and slinging it all over the field. I do imagine that there will still continue to be a process for him to continue to get all the way back. And he could even improve as the season progresses with his elbow, but I don't see a guy who's limited right now. When I watch the film, Brock Purdy's out here slinging it. But as we know, there's more than just the elbow. What people are concerned about right now is the concussion. So we heard from John Lynch as best we can about Brock Purdy and the concussion and kind of what they're going through, how it happened, how he found out. And this is what John Lynch recalls the situation of kind of finding out that Brock Purdy had a concussion. Take a listen right here.
I guess we can go back to Monday night's game about Brock Purdy. It's interesting. Is it your belief that if indeed he suffered the concussion on that sneak, is it your belief, or did he tell you that might have affected his play in the fourth quarter?
Well, I mean, I think, first of all, I don't know. I just know I was on the plane. I actually got woken up, and they said, hey, I just want to let you know Brock's not feeling well. He just, he just reported some symptoms and whatnot. So they, the trainers just let us know that. And from there, we, that there goes the protocol. As to what it affected, how it affected, I don't know, because we really haven't identified it. I'm not sure Brock's sure as to when it happened and all that. So,
yeah.
You go in that, I guess if there's any good news is that he felt good relatively soon after that. And so then you have to enter the protocol, and that's where he's at and going through those phases. I'm sorry to be vague, and I'm not trying to be evasive. They just, after the Tua thing last year, there's really been an emphasis on not getting into trying to make prognostications. It's strictly the protocol, and we gotta follow that.
For sure. Understood.
Yep.
And we'll just sit and wait. I mean, this is one of these.
Hope for the best. Yeah.
In a John, in this world of, tweets fly every second. People want their answers right now. And this is not one of those situations that suits that.
It's going to take time.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I don't know how I feel about Brock Purdy playing against the Bengals. On one hand, I feel optimistic. On the other hand, it feels like it really could be Sam Darnold still. Obviously, today is going to be a big practice to see if he is a limited participant again and if potentially he fully clears the concussion protocol. We know he's close, but as John Lynch discussed, there are a lot of different check marks that you have to cross to be able to get through this protocol, and they've added more, as John alluded to, since the Tua situation last season. So it's going to be interesting to see if Brock makes it through, or we're looking at Sam Darnold starting against the Bengals. We're going to find out. But again, shout out to CanBR for having John Lynch on and asking him some tough questions and getting some good answers out of him. Let me know what you think about what John Lynch had to say about Brock Purdy's arm and the concussion in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.